We work with the Army a ton. We work with the Marine Corps as well as the Navy SEALs and all of those guys. So we work with kind of everybody, which is great. And that's what I liked about the C-130 was that we could really get into those places that not everybody could get and then, help the guys who don't always have somebody else there to be able to help them out. I'm Major Cynthia McKenna. I fly the C-130J airplane for the Air Force. I'm also a weapons officer for that as well. I went to the Air Force Academy. That's where I went to college. That's how I got into the Air Force. And then after that, I started flight school, so I got right into it. But I'm currently working as the Wing Executive Officer here at Dyess Air Force Base for the 317th Airlift Wing. I have been deployed multiple times to Kandahar and to Africa. While I was deployed, I did lots of different things. I did airdrop, so we actually kick things out of the back of the plane while we're flying, drop them to the guys on the ground, which I loved. I thought that was great. We also did aeromedical evacuation, which basically we land and we pick up crews of doctors and crews of flight nurses and whatnot, and they'll bring injured guys onto our plane, hook up, and then we'll fly them to a place that has a bigger hospital. So we'll go out to those smaller bases and take them to the big bases with the big hospitals. Unfortunately, there were also times where we did human remains missions where we would go and get our fallen brothers and sisters with their caskets and take them and deliver them to another big base where they could board another large aircraft, like a C-17, that could take them back home.
And how did you find yourself becoming a pilot for the C-130 rather than, let's say, a jet or, just like different aircraft?
Yeah, okay, so I actually always wanted to be kind of in the dirt with the guys on the ground. I always wanted to, a big reason why I joined the Air Force is because I wanted to help people. And so I wanted to do the, special operations helicopters where they would go in behind enemy lines and help get people out, right? Unfortunately, when I joined, that wasn't available to women. So I then said, all right, what's the next best thing? And then we call her the Dirty Herc. We love her because we land in the dirt. We go into some of the shortest airfields available, and we're able to get people out and take people in where other aircraft can't. So that's why I really like the C-130. We fly low. We're not the fastest aircraft, but we work with the Army a ton. We work with the Marine Corps as well as the Navy SEALs and all of those guys. So we work with kind of everybody, which is great. And that's what I liked about the C-130 was that we could really get into those places that not everybody could get and then, help the guys who don't always have somebody else there to be able to help them out. So, for example, while I was deployed to Kandahar, I get a message that I need to get refragged. So I've got to go land at a place that I wasn't planned to land at. And it was for an emergency medical evacuation. When we land, come to find out, it was a young Afghan boy who had stepped on a landmine and lost both of his legs, and his father was with him. And we were picking him up to take him to Kabul so that he could get surgery and be treated. And it was a very human moment for me because regardless of who you are, this little boy, probably about 5 years old, being wheeled onto our plane with a blanket over him, and he was just in awe of the plane, this little kid. And he was looking around and you could tell that it meant the world to his dad that he was getting him on a plane to get him someplace. So, sorry, it's an emotional story. But the dad, he didn't speak a lick of English. He didn't speak it, but you could tell he was so thankful. And he walked around to every single one of us and shook our hand and, kissed our hands and said, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we got the little boy to Kabul to get taken care of. So when I say that that's the kind of stuff that I'm proud of, that's the kind of thing that the Air Force does every day that not everybody sees and that I love and makes me so proud to serve. You all right? Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. It's that one tugs at my heartstrings too, even 5 years later. It's a tough story to tell, but I have never been so proud as on that day that my team, my Air Force team worked together to make that happen, to help that family.